Do you remember your childhood? Do you remember what you had for breakfast this morning? Do you remember the Subway sandwich shop? These are Tales from Riftdale. Hello, and welcome back, listeners. My name, of course, is Clairvoyance. When last we spoke, I promised I would find answers for you all. That I would prove to you that someone is hiding something from us. Well, I finally have irrefutable proof. Alright, irrefutable may be a strong word, but it's pretty compelling. Just hear me out. I keep very detailed notes on my laptop of anything suspicious I see on the Riftdale Public Safety Surveillance System. This system, of course, having cameras in public buildings, parks, roads, homes, bathrooms, all the usual places you have seen cameras in Riftdale. Now, recently I've noticed that these particular digital notes have gaps. Entire hours of time completely unaccounted for. Now I know what you're thinking. Clairvoyance, you goddamn fool, you absolute joke. You may have just not taken notes during that time, but that's where you're wrong. I did take notes. Written notes. What, you think that I'm that foolish that I only take notes in one place at any given time? You think that I also haven't been practicing furiously to become ambidextrous in the hopes of one day being able to type notes while simultaneously writing those notes down on a piece of paper? You really think I'm that much of an amateur? Unfortunately, I'm not ambidextrous yet, but I am working on it. Sorry, where was I? Right. Eat fresh. Eat fresh. Eat fresh. I hastily jotted down this phrase at some point over and over again with pen and paper. But in my primary notes, my digital notes, I have no mention of this. And frankly, that is completely uncharacteristic of me. I keep notes of my every action, and notes on my notes about my every action, and notes on my notes about my notes about my every action, and usually by that point I have managed to force myself to stop. Hopefully. But this is where it gets interesting. I also have written notes that just say, Caller 2 says defeat fresh equals eat fresh equals Subway. Upon reading that, I began to feel a very strong itch behind my left eye, which probably isn't related, but as I was searching through my digital notes for any references to Defeat Fresh or Subway, I found none. And the more I think on this... Sorry, my left eye is itching again. The more I think on this, the more I remember. We used to have a Subway sandwich shop in East Riftdale. Now the details are fuzzy, like where in East Riftdale it was, or why it's no longer here, but I do remember for sure that there was a Subway sandwich shop in East Riftdale. I have other written notes that don't appear in my digital notes. Some notes here about some kind of military parade. Sorry, my left eye is just so itchy right now. Anyway, yes, a military parade that apparently wasn't scheduled by any public official. On top of that, I also seem to have notes that reference the Blind Watchers. The Blind Watchers, of course, being the 5 human-looking figures in East Riftdale. The ones that stand completely immovable and invulnerable to all forms of physical harm, staring infinitely with their green and yellow eyes directly at the coming subway system stairwell in East Riftdale. Now look, I'll be honest, I have no direct mentions of the exact words Blind Watchers in my notes. However, I do have the words green and yellow eyes. Although, this can't be right. I also jotted down the words ambling, unstoppable, and destructive. In that case, this must be referring to something else, right? I mean, the Blind Watchers are statuesque and completely passive, impossibly passive, right? Or could the Blind Watchers be more dangerous than we know? Sorry, my left eye is just driving me crazy right now. Riftdale, do you remember the Subway sandwich shop? Or the supposed military parade? Or where the Blind Watchers even came from? And no, I don't believe that cult the Deaf Preachers. In fact, I really do advise you all to ignore the Deaf Preachers. The Blind Watchers are not angels or gods or whatever. The Deaf Preachers have no proof of that, and they're just crazy, okay? There, I said it. They worship these things for no reason. It's ridiculous. Believe me, I am a grown man who screams on a radio show that I'm scared of things that I don't understand. You can trust me. Anyway, I can only conclude that someone or something wants us to forget this stuff. To forget that something serious happened to prompt this cover-up. But the one problem with this cover-up is that whoever's running it can't destroy written records. Thankfully, even I don't know where I am in Riftdale, which sounds much more concerning when I say it out loud. Anyway, what that means is whoever's covering this up shouldn't have any way to hunt me down. Oh, listeners, we have our first caller of this broadcast waiting. I can't believe it. Someone might actually have information on the cover-up. Someone is taking this broadcast seriously. Hello, caller 1. What insight do you have into all of this? You do have helpful information into all of this, right? This isn't just a prank, right?
Hello, and no, this is not a prank.
Oh, good. Well then, what information do you have, caller 1? I am on the edge of my seat with pen in hand.
Well, firstly, we are not a cult. We are an organized religion.
Oh no, it's one of the Deaf Preachers.
Secondly, We don't believe the blind watchers to be angels or gods, but rather they are messengers sent to observe the path to our salvation.
Does the term really matter?
Of course it matters. We would never believe in gods or angels. We aren't crazy people.
But, never mind. Look, what evidence do you have for your claims? Don't you think you should reason this out? You know, be rational and come to the most likely conclusion. Like I always do, completely rationally and sanely.
We are deaf to your poisonous words. We need not hear reason when we can witness our truth.
Yes, that's
the
all
blind
well
watchers
and good,
will
but
see us to our promised land, the land
hello?
of which our simple,
Can you
mortal
even hear me
eyes
anymore?
cannot behold.
Hello?
The land in
Okay,
which
yeah,
our
if you
souls
can hear me,
will be
I'm
freed.
hanging up now.
The land for which our hearts yearn.
I'm gonna hang up.
The blind eyes will
I'm
find
hanging
the
up.
way.
I'm so sorry, Riftdale. That was one of the members of the cult, the Deaf Preachers. Apparently, a lot of citizens one day had the idea in their heads that the blind watchers would find them some kind of path to salvation. Thankfully, they're just an eccentric group of Riftdale locals. So, a common type of Riftdale local, but a fringe group nonetheless. But that's not to say that other Riftdale citizens haven't taken an interest in the Blind Watchers. Even non-Riftdale citizens have taken an interest in the Blind Watchers. In fact, I'm sure you've all noticed that the Blind Watchers have become a bit of a tourist trap in Riftdale. Arizona has the Grand Canyon, Orlando has Disney World, and Riftdale has standing corpse-like figures that will stare through the very depths of your soul with their glowing eyes. The people in black suits and red ties who oversee much of what happens in Riftdale originally seemed to want to remove the Blind Watchers, and even consistently denied their very existence. But, upon that plan failing due to the completely immovable nature of the Blind Watchers, they have instead taken to charging citizens to have their pictures taken with the Blind Watchers, or to place decorations such as beaded necklaces or hats on their frozen heads, or to write names and screen names on their statuesque skin. In fact, the hashtag #BayWatchers has even spawned and trended on social media. Spelled BAE Watchers and with no affiliation to the 2017 Paramount Pictures film Baywatch, spelled BAY Watch. Although a local vlogger did pay an extreme amount of money to dress the Blind Watchers up as the cast of Baywatch. Moving on. Riftdale, look, I know you all love our local attraction of adorably disturbing freaks of nature, and I definitely can't deny that it puts Riftdale on the map, but just try to look past that love for just a moment, and keep in mind that you have no idea where these things came from. The only notes we have to go on describe them as ambling, unstoppable, and destructive. And I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound like a hashtag BAE to me. And it looks like we have our second caller of the day waiting. Likely calling to tell me off for insulting the Blind Watchers. Caller 2, you are on the air.
Hey, I'm calling to tell you off for insulting the Blind Watchers.
Hang on a moment. Caller 2... I recognize your voice. You've called in before, haven't you?
Oh my god, you remembered! That was like weeks ago. I am totally starstruck right now. I am in love with this weird comedy radio show you do.
It's not a comedy broadcast.
You can call me Stacy, by the way, since we're like totally BFFFLBs now.
BFFFLBs?
Best friends for fucking life, bitch!
Ugh, we aren't BFFFLBs, okay? I hardly know you.
But yeah, I know your broadcast is like just a joke or whatever, but the Blind Watchers are such a cute little attraction. Don't knock it till you try it, dude. Me, Becky, and some of our friends just got group pictures with them. I know you'll love it if you come check it out.
I literally can't do that. Caller 2, Stacy, did you have any important information for me, or should I just carry on with this broadcast?
Oh yeah, okay, so like this is gonna sound like so weird, but like the more I listened to that segment where you were talking about the subway and the military parade and stuff, the more my eyes started itching too. How did you do that? That was so spooky.
Wait, what?
You mentioned your eye itched while you were talking about that stuff, but mine was totally doing the same thing. Like, get out of my head, bitch!
Stacy, I didn't do anything. If you had a similar experience, then it was either a coincidence or something much worse.
Oh my god, stop! You're freaking me out!
This isn't a joke. Something serious may be happening to us both to cause us to have this shared experience.
Oh my god, Becky, you're giving me chills right now. I told you this channel was the best. No, you're messing with me. Cut it out. Oh my god, Becky is rubbing her left eye too now. You two need to stop.
Wait a moment, listeners. I'm seeing an announcement. Oh, okay. The Riftdale City subway system is opening up for business. Okay, false alarm. Looks like that's right on time with what the city announced earlier today. And yes, it looks like Riftdale citizens are filing into the stairwell as we speak. Let me just quickly write this down. Wait, hold on.
Hey, radio guy, what are the Blind Watchers doing? Their eyes are like super bright right now.
I see that. Their eyes are definitely glowing brighter than before. And now they're moving! The Blind Watchers are moving toward the subway stairwell!
Oh my god, Becky, get a picture!
Riftdale, the Blind Watchers, they're moving! I need to end the broadcast here. I need to take notes, and I am much slower at writing than I am at typing. I need to dedicate my full attention to this. The Blind Watchers are moving, and they're pushing citizens and city fixtures aside while they do. They're ambling, they're unstoppable and destructive, Riftdale. I knew it! Sorry. Ending the broadcast now. Never forget, Riftdale. Never forget.